Hey guys, Miss Bronte here, episode 1 of Quarantine, Corona Edition, and today we're focusing on shifting in Dance of Iscariot between measures 59 and 76 for my seconds and my violas. So first thing we need to do is identify where third position is on your instrument. So regardless, I'm using a violin, or just be able to find your D string, and we're looking for the note G. So I see there's 3 fingers on your D string. I don't know how you can, I think that looks good. And so for third position, guys, you want to make sure that your first finger goes on your third tape, like takes place of your third finger, so that this G sounds the same with your third finger as it does now with your first finger. So now, once we're able to find that, so remember that your first finger is taking place of your third finger. You all should have a third finger tape. Your first finger will go on your third finger tape. Please remember that when you shift, your thumb is always, always, always with your first finger. Watch this. I'm just going to replace this G. Thumb is there. You see it? Okay, we don't want it all the way out here though. Remember, it has to stay on its side. And the goal right now is we're going to play the notes G, A, and B. So I'm telling you that G is your first finger, A would then be your second, and B would be your third. And they're all whole steps. So if you see, they all have space in between them. So what I would do now is pause the video and just review the notes G, A, and B. And remember that your first finger is going on your third tape because this is third position. Okay, so now we should know how to play G, A, and B. So I'm looking at measure 64. There is a B and it has your second finger, but I asked you in class to mark that as a third finger. And then it says A and it has a sharp sign next to it. So what that means is that you're going to play your second finger right next to your third. So find B and then bring your second finger up and make sure it's right before the third finger. So if you're using tapes, you would have a third and fourth finger tape. Make sure that second finger is slightly closer to you above the last tape. And I would want you to just practice that. If you need to pause the video, that would be a time. And you're looking at just the notes at 64 without the last note. So B, B, A sharp, B. 1, 2, and 3. And the note afterwards is G sharp. So if I'm telling you that B is your third finger, A and A sharp, A or A sharp, would be your second finger, then which finger would you use for G? I hope you just said first, because that would be correct. And so, but here's the thing. It says G sharp. So when you would play your G, it would be on your tape, correct? And you would make it your first finger. But for G sharp, it has to go in between tapes 3 and 4. And it would sound like this. So make sure that your first finger for G sharp is in between tapes 3 and 4. And then A sharp would be a whole step. And then B would touch. So to play measure 64, now you have all the notes. And then you should be able to play 65 based off what you know of 64. Now it's time to ask yourself, how many fingers is A sharp? How many fingers would you place down? You just played it in 64, but if you need a review, it's your second finger. And you go back to G sharp, which is your first finger. So I'm going to play up until starting at measure 64 until you see the Roman numeral 1 for the F sharp. We're going to stop there. So I just played all the notes with the proper rhythm and bowings, and it's only 3 notes: G sharp, A sharp, and B. And I just follow the bowings and I follow the rhythm. If you need to practice just getting the notes first without adding the rhythm, that's fine too, but I just want to show you the finished product. Now the next step is to be able to play the F sharp afterwards. I mean, we all know it's right a high second finger in first position. So, but to go from third to first could be a little tricky, right? So why don't I'll play it once as written, and then we'll go over steps on how to practice it. Right? Sounded easy. Takes some work. So let's do the work together. How we're going to do this is that we're going to play the first section all in third position, and then we're going to rest so that our hand can have time to move back to first position. And how about we do 3 beats rest to start, and once we feel more comfortable, then we can add 2 beats rest, and then we'll do 1 beat rest, and then we'll be able to play without stopping. So let's do this together. I'll do it about 2 times per example. If you need more than 2 times per example, then you can pause the video and practice this on your own. Measure 64, ready, play. Move, hand, play. So I rested for 3 beats and I said move, hand, play, just so you can tell yourself that you have to move your hand back to first position. Remember, your thumb is always with your first finger, and that you're ready to play that F sharp. Let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, and. Move, hand, play. And now let's just do 2 beats rest. At this point, if you need more practice, again, you can pause the video, it's okay. But for those who came to the lesson and just want a quick review, you can come move along with me. All right, try it again, 64. This is now 2 beats rest. Ready? Here we go, play. Hand now. Hand now, that was weird. Just whatever it is to help you count 2 beats. Move, play, F sharp, whatever it is, just count the 2 beats rest. Try it again. 1, 2, ready, and. Ready, play. Now let's try it with just 1 beat. Again, if you need more to practice with just getting it with these beats, 2 beats off, then just pause the video and make sure you're taking that time. It's really important that you take these steps and not advance until you feel comfortable with the first step, because just to put all the steps together without doing the ones before is really difficult. So you want to make sure that you're really doing every single step as effective as possible. Okay, now let's try it with just 1 beat rest. 1, 2, ready, and. Move. There you go. Try it again. Ready, and. And as you heard, let's do it without the rest. And at this point, you should be able to play from 64 to about 67, because everything else from there is in first position, and that just takes some practice. Let's now get into 64. This is another challenge. I'm asking everyone to shift on the A sharp at measure 63. It says a first finger in the originals, but I'm asking you that it needs to be changed to a second finger. I asked you to do this in lessons, but just in case you forgot, just make sure that the A sharp, the last note in 63, is in fact a second finger. So step 1, we're going to do very similar to how we did going down. We're going to practice shifting up. We're going to go from the F sharp, the second to last note at measure 63, and we're going to shift to the A sharp. So remember, when you have that A sharp, it's in between, it is right above that last tape, that fourth finger, and it's going to be slightly higher, meaning closer to you. And so step one is really making sure that we understand where that is, and then we'll go from the F sharp to there. And let's do it with 3 beats rest first, and then 2, and then 1. So ready, F sharp, move, hand, now. And make sure you really get that in tune. Remember, it's not an A, it's an A sharp. Try it again with 3 beats rest. F sharp, and move, hand, now. Try it again, 2 beats rest. Here we go. Move, hand. Try it again, F sharp, A sharp. Let's do 1 beat rest. Ready? And again, if you need more time, if it's a little difficult, pause the video. It's okay, I'm still here. Let's go F sharp to A sharp, 1 beat rest. Here we go. Move, and move, and. That's a really good practice to go back and forth because it's helping shifting going up and going down. And I feel like I'm making this very smooth and easy, but it really, really takes a lot of practice. So don't be discouraged if you find that it's a little like rigid. That might mean that you're holding a lot of tension in your hand. You just need to release it in your, especially with your thumb. And remember, your thumb is always going with your first finger. It does not leave its side. So now without the rest, it's gonna go ready and ready and. Okay, and let's say you've done that enough times. Let's bring it back. Let's just play all of measure 63. Does it start on an up bow or a down? And I hope you just said up out loud or either in your head. Place your bow up, ready, and. And if you were struggling with getting that without the break, take those steps we did earlier and go back and really take the beats rest getting into the shift. Next step is to be able to play getting to shift into third and to shift back from third. I will show you from 63 and to the F sharp at measure 65. But in all reality, after that, you really should start adding in the notes at 59 because that's all in first position. Here's 63. 1, 2, up, D. Shift. Shift. And I'll go on after that. Okay, at this point, that is from, you should be able to definitely play from 59 to 67. The next video will show more information on how to play the E to D sharp. Which we've done, so that should be okay. And I'll explain more on even the shift at measure 70. So take this now, work on it, and next week be ready for another video. Have a great day.